Episode 966, and today we're live in my studio talking about color. If you are joining me live, please say hello. If you have questions for me, please always feel welcome to ask. And if you would like to share what you've been working on, I know we would all love to hear about it. If you are new to my show, this is a live stream broadcast that I do for 30 minutes a day, Mondays at sunset at the beach. Then Tuesday through Friday at a variety of places, including the beach sometimes, my studio or my backyard, whatever makes sense, weather permitting, or depending on what I want to share with you. Let's see. Hi Thea and Sherry, Lily, Patricia. If you didn't get a chance to watch the sunset episode last night, it was pretty spectacular. It was a gorgeous sunset over the Gulf of Mexico. We saw a couple of dolphins. We saw a bunch of birds. It was really, really beautiful. Hi Grace, good morning. Hi Judy, Angela, Marilee, Barbara, Marcia. Another funny thing is, I feel like every time I wear something cute on Monday evening when we go from the beach, I feel like it doesn't do my outfit justice because of the lighting, and I always want to wear it again Tuesday morning to show it to you. Hence why I'm wearing the Aveline crochet pattern again today. I wore this last night at the beach and I was like, oh, you couldn't see it that well. And I didn't get to talk about it that much. So I'm like, I'm gonna wear it again this morning. Hi, Steffi and Kat, Kathy, Judy, Christine, Joe, Natalie, Marcia. And I do want to address something that has come up a couple of times. And although many times I will show you a garment and say, you can wear this a bunch of different ways and yada, yada, yada. And when I first introduced this top, I had a few people comment, oh, it's okay, but what else can I do with it? And I just wanted to say that not everything has to have multi-uses. If you decide that you can style something in a bunch of different ways, that's value add and it's bonus, but it's not to take away from anything that is just beautiful and worn in any given particular way. I happen to like this top exactly as I have it styled, and if you would like to do something different, that's fine, but I don't intend on styling this one in a variety of ways. And that's one of the reasons why I made a second version of it in a different weight yarn, so that you could see some variations in it. But I think that so basically this is two rectangles of this beautiful stitch pattern that's worked lengthwise from front to back. Then they're sewn together down the back with a little triangle shaped piece to give some shaping around the shoulders. It is corset tied in the front, and I added a belt to create this bloused effect right here. This is the way I like to wear it. If you don't like that, that is okay. It's fine. And if you would like to wear it a different way, or maybe you would want to make these pieces longer so that it's a longer vest, that's fine too. And that's one of the reasons why I showed it in my chair. And that's one of the reasons why I showed it in the much bigger yarn. Now this is really interesting. This is Be So Baby yarn, number 3 DK weight yarn. And this is the same exact pattern, not additional repeats, the exact same pattern written exactly the same, but in Be So Easy yarn, my number 5 bulky weight yarn. And I made it in the 2 different sizes so that you could see all the different variations. As is, this is more of a Ruana now, right? And it's much bigger. You could wear this as outerwear or something very dramatic even. I was thinking that if you were going out to dinner and you wanted to wear like a slinky dress, like those bodycon dresses that I wear sometimes under pieces, I envision wearing a cream one under this wrap with heels, and it would be so pretty. The contrast of something big and cozy over a slim fitting dress would be so beautiful. And that is another option. And if you wanted to do that in Be So Baby yarn, you would just do more repeats of the pattern. But having said that, as is, this is the way I intend to wear this one, and I absolutely love it like this. It is kind of like a vest, almost like a pullover as well. This one is Be So Easy yarn in color lavender, and this is Be So Baby yarn in color tutu, which is a little more peach than off-white. So for example, oh, and what is this color called? I can't believe I'm not going to remember the name of this. Ecru. Okay, so to show you a nice comparison, here is the cardigan. Here's a cardigan that I did in Be So Baby yarn. This is in color Ecru, which is more of a true off-white kind of a color, and you can definitely see the little touch of peachy pink in tutu. So they are both really beautiful neutrals, but that contrast I think helps you to see that this one has a slight blush of peachy pink in it, and that's why I called it tutu, because it reminded me of a tutu. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about this pattern? Thank you, Marcia. I think it's gorgeous too. No, of course not, Christine. If you're using a different size yarn that's that different in size, you're going to use an appropriate hook size. And when you get the pattern, you can see all of that spelled out with great detail. It tells you what hook to use for the thick yarn and what hook to use for the thin yarn. If you tried to use the same hook for a significantly different weight in yarn, you're going to get one of two things happen. If you use the small hook with the thicker yarn, you're going to get a very dense fabric, which you can see from that larger size one. It has amazing drape. There's no way you could achieve that with the same hook. This is number 3 DK weight yarn with an appropriately sized hook. That is number 5 bulky weight yarn with an appropriately sized hook. Great question though. Thank you, Yana. Hi, Consuelo. Hi, Sandshell. Okay. Are there any other questions about the Aveline top? Thank you, Thea. Hi, Consuelo. Hi, Karen. This almost has a dolman sleeve effect too. I think it is so figure flattering on, and so because it's wider than my body, wearing a tighter layer underneath I think is extremely figure flattering. Anyway, if there are no more questions about the Aveline, I will move on. Judy has posted live links in the chat for the pattern page, and the show notes will be updated in the video description when the show's over as well. Is the pink vest in the back new? It has been released. I don't know how new it would be to you, but it's within the last couple of weeks. This is the knit, this is a knit cardi wrap called the Posy, and I believe I released it within the last couple of weeks. I don't recall the actual date, so you know, is it new is relative, right? New to who? New to new, I mean, it didn't come out yesterday, but it came out within the last month. So yes, relatively new. Okay, so the other thing that I talked about last night was talking about the 4 new colors of Be So Easy yarn, and I promised that I would bring them out today and show them with all the colors of Be So Easy yarn. So now Be So Easy, my number 5 bulky weight yarn, is available in 29 colors, and these are the 4 new colors. So from the side here, we have Mellow Yellow, Gingerbread, Dark Sage, and Ocean Teal. So the Mellow Yellow is a soft, buttery, warm yellow. So pretty. Would make amazing baby blankets. And adding pops of color in here, we're going to talk about how to combine these colors with other colors as well. This is a really warm, medium brown that I'm calling Gingerbread. It definitely has some red tones to it. So pretty. And then we have Dark Sage Green, which I'm so excited to show you how beautiful this matches with regular sage green. We'll do that in a few minutes too. And then this is Ocean Teal, which is definitely in the blue-green family, darker than the other teal that we have already, and more on the blue side. But oh my gosh, so beautiful, right? Those of you that love blues, This is definitely a cool tone. These three are definitely more warm tones. They look beautiful together, and all of these are going to look really great with some of the other colors here. And I will take requests to see what everybody wants to see together. And I'm going to start with some of the ones that are complementary colors. So we're going to look at these colors in respect to their color family. So to start with, there's sage green and dark sage green. How gorgeous are they together? Stripes, color work, like, oh my gosh, so many great ideas come to my mind from thinking about tapestry crochet or intarsia knit or slip stitch mosaic in knit. You could do some amazing color work with these. How many yards? This is number five bulky weight yarn. I believe it's 145 yards. Let me just double check. Yes, 145 yards of number 5 bulky weight yarn. I usually use an 8mm or a 9mm crochet hook or knitting needles for this, and you can get a lot more information about gauge on the yarn page on my website. It is available for bulk discounts, and there are free shipping options as well. Okay, so let's look at the blues then for this one. So I'll pull all the blues and turquoises and teals. Well, we'll start with the teals. Let's start. So here we have, so I said ocean teal is the new one, and definitely on the bluer side of teal. So here are the 3 teals, meaning blue-green color family. So first one here is cyan, then this one is teal, and this is ocean teal. So I think when you look at colors that are similar, you can get so many nuances of a color that you don't get when you look at it by itself. Not that it isn't beautiful on its own, but just like when I was showing ecru next to tutu this morning, they're both beautiful neutrals, but seeing them side by side with something similar but different, you can definitely pick out the nuances that make each one unique. So here, looking at ocean teal next to cyan, you can get a good flavor for what those look like. Imagine making a mermaid afghan out of this, or making something oceany or nautical. So pretty. Okay, so I showed those. Oh, another one to show with that would be sea green. Sea green is really beautiful with these colors too. Oh my gosh. I think I even like these together better than these together, but I like those two as a pair and these two as a pair. So that's ocean teal and sea green, and teal and cyan. You can find all of these colors on my website. Everything's there. Close-up photos of everything as well. And all right, and then let's look at some neutrals with the butter paint, or with the mellow yellow and the gingerbread. Let me pull all of these. Okay, can we just put them up there? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so here is chocolate variegated. We'll look at the variegateds too. Here's chocolate variegated and burgundy variegated. Then we have taupe and putty. So pretty. And then bisque. Where's cream? Cream's in here too. There's cream. Cream and bisque. Butter yellow. Goldenrod. They're kind of big. Then gingerbread. Oh my gosh, how pretty is goldenrod and gingerbread next to each other. And then there's one more darker here as well, and that would be taupe. So we've got taupe's a little cooler and gingerbread's a little warmer. So I think that I would look at how pretty these two cool tones look together, and look how pretty these two warm tones look together. So that's taupe and putty. Taupe is the darker of the two, putty's the lighter. And then here's gingerbread and goldenrod, and a cream and bisque. I think gingerbread and bisque is a beautiful combination too. Very, very pretty. All right, and then let's look at all of these with the butter yellow. But then here's butter yellow with goldenrod, also very pretty. Here it is with cream, very pretty for it. I think it looks great with the sage, dark sage and regular sage as well. Sea green, high contrast going with one of the darkers, that's the ocean teal. Here it is with cornflower, so pretty. And then going in with the purples, here's raisin with buttercup, so pretty. And then there's lavender. I think it'll be pretty with raspberry too. So many ways to combine a neutral with a pop of color. Yeah, the yellow is really soft. If you're looking to do a baby layette set or a baby blanket and you don't know the gender of the baby, yellow's always a safe bet, and that is definitely a really delicate, innocent yellow that would be great for baby items. Or you could still add pops of color. This looks so cute with sky blue or pink lemonade. Pink lemonade is really pretty there, and then so is lavender. You could even go with all of those. That looks pretty. And then here's fuchsia. I would pop, let's see, fuchsia, lavender, and mellow yellow. So cute together. I think cyan's going to be really pretty with that too, and so is teal and cyan. It is a very special yellow, I agree. It's warm and light. Really pretty. All right, what else? So then the other thing I wanted to point out, okay, and then we've got some of these darker colors here. We've got slate gray and pine green and black, all great colors on their own. Let's see, we'll pull up all the darker. Then we've got ruby red. Now, here's an idea. If you wanted to do something Christmassy, ruby red and pine green look fantastic together, and you could go with bisque or you could go with cream with those. If you wanted to do something more patriotic with the red, I would go with either cornflower or ocean teal. Either one of those would be really pretty for a patriotic American, like if you're gonna do American flag Afghan, and you could go with either cream or bisque. So there it is with ocean teal and bisque, and then here it is with cornflower and bisque. That's ruby red, cornflower, and bisque. Does anybody have any requests? What would you like to see? Then if there's some colors that you're wondering if the variegateds match any of the solids, close but not spot on. Here's what taupe and burgundy variegated look like side by side. Here's what it looks like side by side with bisque and with cream and with taupe. And then here is the rose variegated, so pretty, and that goes well with cream. Like if you were debating which of the neutrals look best with it, I think it matches better with cream than with taupe. And then if it doesn't match, but raspberry is kind of pretty with that too. And then if you're, here is pink variegated and here's pink lemonade. They're close, but they're not matchy-matchy, just so you know. But if you wanted to match something, it would be cream, not bisque, that matches with this variegated. Okay, and then we have the chocolate variegated. Oh, here's the blue variegated too. Blue variegated matches really well with cream, not bisque, and I think it looks really nice with sky blue. Again, not super matchy-matchy, but it coordinates really pretty. And then here's chocolate variegated. This one is a better match with bisque than it is with cream. And then taupe is not a perfect match, but it is nice. It coordinates nicely together. And I'll show you some of the other color. Oh, that was putty, sorry. Putty is a nice color with that. So is taupe though. Taupe actually looks nice with it as well. And it actually looks nice with the burgundy variegated as well. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to see any particular color? Or I should have just said all of them. Do you want me to name all the colors too? They're all on my website. What do you want me to do? Yeah, this is actually not even a real orchid. This is an artificial orchid. I don't keep real ones in the house. I only keep the real ones outside. Thank you, Elizabeth. Today I'm drinking water with lime juice and a splash of unsweetened cranberry juice. And if you like sour things, that will wake you up. It's not quite as, it doesn't wake you up quite like caffeine, but it wakes you up nonetheless. And if you don't like sour things, you definitely don't want to try it. Okay. What would you guys like to see? Would anybody like to request a color and see it next to other colors? Something just popped in front of my eye. I thought gingerbread and fuchsia and raisin looked really pretty together too. Isn't that nice? You could do pops of color with these two colors in contrast to the gingerbread. Let's see what that looks like with lavender too. Pretty. I think I like lavender and raisin together anyway. Yes, the gingerbread is a rusty brown. Yes, it has red tones to it. It looks beautiful with raspberry. I think that's really pretty. So yes, it does look pretty with the warmer tones like the pinks and the reds. I will show it next to ruby red. Ruby red's pretty too, but I think I prefer raspberry. What's the length of the color changes in the variegated? This is not a self-striping yarn, Judy. You can see from the swatches that I posted when I did work up some swatches in all of these, and I did an Afghan for Jess in the chocolate variegated. I don't know how you missed it, Karen, but you know what? On any given day, you know, there's always more stuff than we know about, right? Let's see, So yes, you can see lots of photos on my website for how the variegateds look worked up. I did an Afghan for Jess. I did another sample of the Blake Afghan. So in fact, if you go to share a project, I did share it as share a project there. And I think I shared it on the Blake Afghan page. What was I being asked about? Gingerbread and chocolate variegated. Yeah, they are not a matchy match, but they do look really pretty together. Marcia has a gingerbread tree ornament. That sounds fun. Yeah, so if you wanted to make a stuffed animal gingerbread man, or you wanted to make gingerbread man ornaments, you could definitely do it with this color. And then you would want to either consider maybe black for the eyes, or maybe one of the blues for the eyes. That looks really pretty together. Or you could even consider the cream and cream or bisque for the mouth and the details. It depends on which way you want to go with it. You could even do eyes in black and then do the little dots of white reflection in the eyes. Yeah, gingerbread and goldenrod is very pretty together. I showed that earlier in the show. That looks really pretty with the new mellow yellow. It also looks pretty with the cream and with bisque also. And you could even go in with taupe or with putty. I don't like those as much. I think bisque looks better. And then we talked about how the dark sage and the regular sage are such a beautiful combination together, and they look really pretty with sea green as well. And then we talked about how the new ocean teal looks fabulous with sea green and with cyan and with teal. All right, someone wants to see ocean teal and gingerbread, I think. Yeah, very pretty together. And then you could add another color to that as well. Let's try a cream with that. Very pretty. That would be a beautiful Afghan. I wanted to look for that one. There we go. There's gingerbread, bisque, and ocean teal. I think gingerbread and bisque would make an amazing like overall color of an Afghan, and then to do pops of color on top of that would be just gorgeous. So that's gingerbread and bisque. Then you could do a pop of teal, or a pop of ocean teal, or a pop of pink lemonade. That looks really pretty. Actually, those two look really pretty together too. And lavender. I think either one. I think raspberry is going to be, oh my gosh. That looks like ice cream to me. That looks like a raspberry chocolate vanilla swirl. That is so pretty. Fuchsia is too. Okay, someone said they wanted to see buttercup with that. Yes, very pretty. Very relaxing and warm. So pretty. Okay, what else? What else would you like to see? Oh, we could do goldenrod with that too. That's goldenrod, gingerbread, and bisque. And then somebody said they didn't know that this yarn came in variegated, so I'll go over those one more time. This is burgundy variegated and pink variegated. You talk about an easy project. you do something in variegated, you don't have to do the color work. This is rose variegated and blue variegated, chocolate variegated. I did an Afghan for Jess in this one and it turned out beautiful. Okay, I've heard a couple of requests for gingerbread and raisin. Okay. Yes, very nice, very nice. And then buttercup, ocean, and gingerbread. Buttercup, ocean, and gingerbread. Yes, I did this one a little while ago. That one's really pretty too. So as you can see, there are lots and lots of choices here. So many different choices, whether you want to do something tonal and stay within a family. As I showed you, the teals all look great together. The sages look great together. The neutrals look great together. Some of the variegateds coordinate. Can I show all the variegated together? Sure. That might be fun for stripes too. What about doing stripes in the variegated? I think that looks really pretty. That would be a really cool Afghan too. There's nothing like making an Afghan in thick yarn, by the way. How many have I made now in Be So Easy? Oh, I can go grab a couple of them. My Blake Afghan I leave on the couch. I gave Jess the other one. But here's a prime example of how pretty the colors look mixed together, even colors you wouldn't think to add together. So here I have lavender, raisin, putty, goldenrod, cornflower, teal, and cream. And I don't know, would you even consider putting those colors together? And the whole point of doing this was I wanted to take colors that you wouldn't necessarily think to put together, but by combining so many different stitch patterns with so many different color combinations, I thought it was just a really interesting exploration. So in this particular Afghan, there are 12 squares joined together here. There are 6 different motif patterns. So each of the 6 motif patterns is made twice. In one version, it's made in a different color on each round, and then in the second version, it's made in a solid color. So let's point out a comparison of 2. Let's see. I gotta find it. Okay, here's a good comparison. Okay, look at this. This is the same motif as that. Isn't that amazing? Could you, if I didn't tell you, would you even guessed? Like without looking closely at it. What a different look, right? And I'll show you, oh, these two. Same motif. There it is in solid raisin. And no, that's not the same one. Hold on. See, I was smart and didn't put all of them right next to each other, and then I made a mistake and put some of them next to each other, which is great for showing you now. All right, these two are the same? Yeah, these two are the same motif. There's the motif in teal, and there's the motif in raisin teal, goldenrod, and cornflower. So you can see what a difference you can make. So think about it. In this pattern, you get 6 motifs. I was able to combine them together with solid color motifs and colorful motifs to give such a varied Afghan, but you could even pick one of these motifs and do it some in solids and some in mixed colors. So you realize that the options you have with a pattern like that, once you start figuring out colors and combining colors differently within each motif, plus there's 6 motifs, there are probably thousands of options with just that one pattern, because what if you just picked one of the motifs and then did it in solids and mixing colors? You don't have to choose all 6 of the motifs for the same time. You could do one project in all one motif. You could do a project in 2 motifs. You could do it in 3, pick 4, pick 5, pick 6, pick different combinations of 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Can you see where I'm going here? The numbers end up being exponential. And then considering doing it in 1 color or 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors, 5 colors, 6 colors, or 29 colors. You realize once you start adding all of these variables between 6 motifs, 29 colors of yarn, holy smoke, the options are just infinite. And that's exciting. So it does that in that way. It does give you a lot of value add to a pattern. And if you go to the pattern page, I do believe I have photos of Jess's Blake Afghan and that original, so you can even see how different it looks. In her Afghan, I combined chocolate variegated and bisque and alternated every other motif, but did those 6 motifs. But again, I could have done it all with one of them. I could have picked my favorite of the 6, or which of the 6 had the easiest stitches for me, or whichever one I felt like doing. Like, you could do this in so many different ways, and it's so, so, so pretty. Soft. You saw what a great drape it has too. Just so pretty. Anyway, does anybody have any questions? I thought that was a great example to show. Yeah, no, you would not know it's the same block. Yeah, that's the Afghan that I leave draped over my couch. My couch is gray, and all those pops of colors are really pretty. And man, does this work up quick. Number 5 bulky weight yarn. Like I said, I use between an 8mm and a 9mm hook or knitting needles. My projects go so quick with this yarn. So there is still time to make holiday presents if that's what you're looking to do. Does anybody have any other questions? Got any tips for working with black yarn at night? Absolutely. First of all, you want to have great lighting. So whether you have lighting like that lamp that I have reviewed before, you can find information about that on my Amazon shop or on my website. There are some really great magnifying lamps out there that have excellent lighting for using with dark colors at night. If you don't have good lighting, save your dark colors for during the day. Like, there's no reason to stress yourself out and not enjoy the process. So if you can get I just saw this and thought, wow, look at how pretty Prince and Lavender is together. Let's even see that with the new Mellow Yellow. So pretty, and that would also be pretty with cream. Oh, let's see what that looks like with sea green too. Marcia likes lighted hooks and needles. I'm not sure if that's, I've never used them, so I don't know if that's sufficient if you're having trouble with dark colors. But yeah, it's all about lighting. So whether lighted hooks and needles help you, or getting really good lighting, like to put right over your hands, that works really well. I love my magnifying lamp with lighting in it. When I use that, I can use any color at night, and it's not stressful at all anymore. But until you have the right tools, or if you decide you don't want to buy more lighting, just save it for daytime. Okay, sounds like I don't have the lamp linked. All right, Judy, I will update that after the show. Does anybody have any other questions? Great questions today, everybody. All right, I do not see any other questions. Well, thank you all so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. If you arrived before the show started, you might have had a chance to chat with other people in the pre-chat room before I go live. And if you want to continue the party and get to meet other fun people from the show, from the community, you're more than welcome to join the KO Community Forums on my website. If you go to the Introduction Center section and introduce yourself, there is a coupon code there that you can take advantage of for as my way of saying thank you for joining the forum and introducing yourself. If you would like more information about the forums, before joining, you can find a blog post on the front of my website that lets you know about it. It's 100% private. It's really amazing, and it's a great way for us to keep the party going and chat with each other and make friends throughout the day. If you, like I said, if you want more information about it, it's on my website. If you want to join, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. No pressure here. There's no pressure to do anything. I just offer options. All right. Hope you have a wonderful day. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Kristin Omdahl Show. Bye-bye.